I rise today in support of the American Rescue Plan, which was signed into law a couple of weeks ago. In addition to providing long overdue relief for Iowans hard hit by the pandemic, this legislation is one of the most pro-family, pro-education pieces of legislation that I've seen in a very long time. That's because the American Rescue Act will invest $1.2 billion in Iowa's education system. This includes more funding for K-12 schools and higher education. This funding can be used for providing the resources to help every school building put in place the effective measures needed to keep students and educators safe. It provides relief to students trying to address concerns over learning loss as schools shut down or moving to more virtual learning last year, investing funds to expand mental health services and supports for students' emotional and physical well-being, reducing class sizes and modifying spaces to comply with social distancing, modernizing their HVAC systems, hiring more custodial staff, nurses and counselors, and facilitating social distancing on transportation services with additional buses and drivers. It also could be used for expanding access to technology, both devices and Wi-Fi connectivity for students to improve their digital learning. The funding is specifically directed at low-income students and students with disabilities. This money can also be used to accelerate the rollout of vaccines in Iowa and increasing test capacity. President Biden has encouraged all states to prioritize educators in their distribution plans. It provides significant investments that will lift many children and families out of poverty and works to address the immense inequities that have affected vulnerable students. This includes boosting the child tax credit and other tax credits. The child tax credit will go up to $3,600 for children under 6 and $3,000 for children up to 17, and more people will fully qualify. Other tax credits, like the child and dependent tax credit and earned income tax credit, get boosts too. Improve access to health care. The bill includes a boost to the individual marketplace tax subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. By the way, the marketplace is open. You can now go get coverage. They open another open enrollment period. It includes additional incentives for Iowa to expand home and community-based services so more Iowans can stay in their homes. Extra subsidies for COBRA, which continues healthcare coverage for people who recently lost their jobs. I see that unemployment ticked up this week, so that might be particularly helpful. On behalf of all the families in my district and the state of Iowa, I say thank you to President Biden and congressional Democrats for taking the decisive action to pass the American Rescue Act. Finally, I call on my Republican colleagues in the Senate and House to join us in supporting initiatives that would boost basic state funding for all school districts and support all Iowa families so our state can build back better after the pandemic. Thank you, Mr. President.